Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hey, everybody, how are you? Yeah, that wasn't much feedback. Come on, how are you? There we go. There it is. Hey, my name is Mike. This is Rusty. And we run a podcast called King of the Hill Podcast. And what we do for about the last 4.5 years is we go episode by episode. So every week I print out a script. I go with highlighters and I highlight everybody's voices. And then we take a 22-minute episode and basically turn it into about an hour and a half. So we've been doing it for a while, and we honestly really enjoy it, and that's the reason that we still do it. We grew up loving King of the Hill. I guess he grew up loving King of the Hill. It came on when I was an adult. But if you can't tell, I am a little older than him.
Like 20 years.
Can you tell? Yeah? No, you can't? That's good. I'm glad we're in a weed moms. That's really good.
It's not good.
That helps me quite a bit. So what about this place? Are you guys, are you regulars here? Do you come here all the time? Yeah? Yeah?
My first time.
What do you think of it? Give them some feedback. Like they're all listening to you. Give them some feedback. What do you think of this place? Yeah. You know, honestly, I didn't know what to expect whenever we walked in here. We were down for the ATX TV Festival. And Mr. Joss became available for an interview, and so we were able to grab that, which is wonderful. But last night, we were at the King of the Hill unveiling at the Paramount, where they talked about the brand new seasons. And I don't know if you guys heard, but August 4th, there will be 2 brand new seasons coming out of King of the Hill.
Hell yeah.
Give that a little something. There we go.
Woo!
Yeah. Johnny Hardwick, who played Dale, he unfortunately passed away, but he did record 6 episodes before that, and we got to meet the guy who's taking over for his voice. I don't know if anybody has seen the new intro. You know the intro that they play in front of King of the Hill, the one that goes real fast? Has anybody seen it? The new one? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It is, it's something else, and we normally do 2 episodes a week. We do our first episode on Monday, which is, you know, like I say, that hour and a half thing where we go over a whole episode. And then on Fridays, we do a thing called That Ain't Right Fridays.
That ain't right.
Yeah. And we talk about other things that are King of the Hill adjacent, right? And so this Friday, or this coming Friday, we'll be doing a breakdown of that new intro, like what we think this could mean, what kind of episodes coming out of this picture, that sort of thing. So if you get a chance, please go and search for BWAAA, a King of the Hill podcast, and listen to us. We are on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're anywhere you
just
can.
about everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, just about
we're even
anywhere.
on like Indonesian.
We're on a lot of Indonesian, like shipping sites and things like that, yeah. So that's about it. So without any further ado, we are very, very lucky to have Mr. Jonathan Joss here with us, and I would want to welcome him to the stage.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause.
Give him a hell yeah.
How are you, sir?
Good, sir.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Man, how lucky are we, huh?
Jesus Christ, this weed is kicking my ass.
Yeah.
I've been going around in circles, man.
I
Since I was 14, and this is the most difficult time going in circles I've ever had. Thank you guys for having me here. It's a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. One more time. Give me a little bit. Yeah. There you go.
I'm not going to say who it is, but I've got friends that are so dedicated that they're out to get a job,
Yeah.
livelihood.
Sure.
But because I'm here, they're going to partake in a joint. So I just want to say, young lady, and to your man there, I hope you get a great job.
There you go.
Thanks for celebrating a day that really had nothing to celebrate.
Yeah.
I was not invited to the King of the Hill reboot. I did 4 episodes, but I'm not an original cast member. I'm just a Native American and known as an original person of this earth. But I'm not an original member of the show. So,
well, I was going to ask you about that. I did not even realize that you replaced the original guy.
yes,
So
I
tell
killed him.
me about that. How did that work?
Victor Aaron, man.
Right.
He's from Austin.
Right.
When I was in teaching school, I taught high school.
You taught school. What did you teach?
English and math.
Really? How long was that?
About 3 years.
Oh.
Until
I taught. My wife's a teacher also, so that's why it interests me.
Yeah, I had a kid tell me, you are telling me to follow my dreams? You say you're an actor, and you're a teacher. I quit that day.
Who's a teacher? Who said they were a teacher? What do you
Exactly.
teach? 4th grade.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough one because they never leave the room.
That and
Yeah.
alcoholics, too.
Yeah. That's true.
So
I've known both, so it's good. Yeah.
we're here. I mean, I'm
So
No.
you were talking about how you replaced the guy.
yeah, Victor Aaron, we're working on a film called Comanche Moon.
Okay.
And Victor and I are sitting there, and I had met Victor about 10 years earlier in Austin. He was so tall, man. He was like 6'4" or something. And
How tall are you?
like 6 feet.
Okay.
And when Victor would walk, his knuckles would drag.
Really?
And I'm in this bar, Toulouse, there in Austin.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the woman that I was dating at the time, football guy, hit her on the butt, UT player.
Yeah.
And she tells me, I said, what's wrong, honey? This happened. I said, oh, man, I'm going to get my ass kicked for you now. So I went to the guys and said, hey, man, that wasn't really cool what you did. She's a kindergarten teacher. She has a master's in education. UT, man, you shouldn't do this. They go, well, they're football players. And all of a sudden the guy goes, we're sorry, Chief.
Ooh, they followed it with that?
I told my chief I want a drink and a shot. And I thought I was tough. So here I am talking shit to 4 big white guys, kind of like my ancestors. And when I turned around, I walked into this man's chest. Victor, what's up, little brother?
Yeah.
I said, nothing now. Turned around. I went, fear me, goddammit. But Victor and I were really good friends, and he died in a car wreck.
Was Victor, he was Native American?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
That's
it was a BIA, big fucking Indian.
Okay.
And he was so full of life and so big that you would not fuck with this big Indian guy. And I know that if he was alive, they wouldn't be treating John Redcorn the way they've been treating him.
Yeah.
But when you take up, when the only thing in my life, other than my husband, I got because somebody else lost their life.
Yeah.
So I kind of owed it to myself.
Sure.
To make an asshole out of myself. I love the show now because of fans.
Yeah.
I like where it's going. But I think we as Americans have allowed our brands not to represent our DNA. Our brand does not represent our DNA.
Okay.
And any form of the world that you exist in, you have procedures to follow. Well, being a native person, we had a certain procedure of life. That's what our DNA, that's what makes us up. Just like the earth. Every mineral that made up in the earth is within our bodies, I think, correct? then the Europeans come here. Different DNA, because their concept of life is different.
Sure.
Even though we're all human beings
Sure, yeah.
in a world
Yeah.
trying to be human that forgot what human is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to say, you know what? I had to let them know that you cannot take a brand like King of the Hill and say it's about family, say it's about a business, about making people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
They, on stage, said that King of the Hill is about making fun of people. We take our characters and we kick them. When are they going to quit kicking John Redcorn? The worst thing about not getting kicked, I'd like to be abused, because then the son of bitches care enough to hurt you. It's when they ignore you.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be part of the show,
Yeah.
and I think the fans are going to love it,
Sure.
because we all need to understand that we're all indigenous, man. We are all in this earth together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no borders, you know. There's just open hearts. And because of my husband, I kind of kept my mouth shut, but I did kind of open it a little bit, because
We were there, and we can talk about that later. That's okay.
But it's just, I'm the kind of guy that says, you know what, if something's wrong, it's wrong. So as you get older, don't be afraid to be wrong.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be wrong, because when you're young, you're always right. Always right.
Well, let's talk about you.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about
Hi,
Jonathan.
I'm Jonathan. I'm an alcoholic.
So, Jonathan, you were born in San Antonio. You're
Born
from
and
San
raised
Antonio.
in San Antonio, Texas. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Give it
Woo!
up.
Go
Yeah,
Spurs.
Hey, see, that's what I was going to say. So my plates on my truck outside are SAS 20, big for Manu, right? And huge Spurs fan, right? Grew up in Waco, of all places. But
We ain't coming out.
Yeah, exactly. I came out. I came here. You went to, it looks like you went to Texas State to begin with.
I went to Southwest Texas State University.
Yeah, it was Southwest. Yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah.
flunked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I graduated from Arlen Lake University.
I couldn't tell if the chair was for flunking out or if it
Yeah.
was for Texas.
Shit. The first time I did not succeed.
Yeah.
If you're ever in San Marcos,
Yeah.
go to the library. They have a whole, I guess,
There you go.
hey, dedicated.
I got a kid
to King
there
of the Hill.
now, so
Every
yeah.
episode of King of the Hill is on a shelf.
Yeah.
And Southwest Texas State. I mean, it's a great show. It represents Texas.
They have like a deep library of
Yeah.
stuff there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's nice for them to pick up the show again. And it's from Hank's point of view is
Sure.
what would Hank do?
Yeah.
If you come back home and the world's changed, do you change with the world, or do you try to be the change?
So your time at Texas State.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Like how long were you there?
A year.
A year. Okay. Year and a half. Yep. You say you flunked out, and that's I mean everybody's got to try it, right? But you ended up at Our Lady of the Lake.
I graduated. I was at Incarnate Word.
Okay.
I got kicked out.
Yeah.
Then I went to San Antonio College. Brought my GPA up from a .02.
Yeah.
And ended up going to Our Lady of the Lake University. Graduated in 1990.
Yeah.
At the time, they had a repertory theater. We got paid $25 for theater, for rehearsals, $50 for a show.
Wow.
So I graduated from there.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your time there?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I drank all through college. What was it to enjoy?
So you're sober now? Ish?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, great.
No,
Fantastic.
man, I've already lost everything. My house burnt down.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give up drugs. I ain't gonna give up drinking. No, we're
Okay.
friends.
Okay. All right.
Because-
I will be 4 years sober come October, and so
Quitter.
that's the only reason I'm asking. Yeah. I did. I absolutely did.
Thank
My,
God bless you.
my
I don't
pancreas
drink
my
either.
pancreas quit before I did. So yeah, I was very good at it.
Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at GlobalHealing.com and OrganicHemp.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The number one thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
So let's talk a little bit about the fire. Let's talk about what happened and how that impacted Jonathan. So tell me about that time. And I know it's a really fresh wound. So
when I got beat up?
Huh?
By punks?
No. I'm talking about the fire. The house.
Fire. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
My husband and my ex-wife is involved with Texas San Antonio real estate.
Okay.
And she was kind of messing with me. Because I've been in mental wards and stuff, the courts don't believe me when I tell them things are happening.
Sure.
But my house got burned down. They could not roll out arson. I didn't have any electricity.
Yeah.
I had a little fire going in the house. My husband and I put it out.
Yeah.
And we left to get lunch, and we came back, and the house was burned down. Our 3 dogs died in the fire.
Right.
And my
So it was
closest-
3, not 2.
Yeah. My
Okay.
closest friend said, Jonathan, we know you set that fire. We know you did it for the money. I said, guys, my dogs. We're there. I would never hurt my dogs.
Yeah.
I would never light my dogs on fire.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's why I shot the little fuckers, and then I burned the house. So my neighbors now are really scared.
Yeah.
So that impact is, for the first time at 60 years old,
Yeah.
I don't have a goddamn thing to worry about other than the man I want to worry about.
Yeah.
Sometimes nothing can be a real cool hand. Cool hand, Luke.
It's true. Yeah. No man can eat.
Enjoy the change.
eggs. Yeah.
50 eggs.
And
50
have a
eggs.
good partner.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's a big deal. Like I am on my 3rd marriage, so but I think all of the things that happened to me previously and the things that I caused to happen previously led me to the person I'm with now. But I have told her, if this one doesn't work out, I walk into the sea because I'm done. You know, that's enough. But I think you do set yourself up, you know, for the thing that eventually, if you put enough good into the world, some will come back to you.
You're so right. I mean, my ex-wife was so bad I turned gay.
There you go. Yeah.
And
It's pretty bad.
I don't have a drum, but
and
I
then,
did.
and then I kind of sat back with the thought that, let's see, history. I'm just a joke, okay, guys? Just a joke. Just a joke. I said, you know what? What can I do to get back at the world? How can I really be strong?
Yeah.
I married a white guy.
There you go. That'll do it.
You know, to be.
He sound like my wife.
Yeah. Thank you, honey.
Hey, can we talk about a little bit about all the work you've done? Because I did not realize that you were so prolific. You know, you have done a lot of TV.
Honey, what does that word mean?
You have done a lot of TV. You've done a lot of movies. You've done a lot of video games.
Yes.
So tell me about a few of those. Let's talk about real quick. The first one I saw on the list was 8 Seconds.
8 Seconds.
Right. So I can't imagine it was a huge part. Right.
It's a very small part.
Right.
Got the job. I threw Luke Perry up against a wall.
Ah.
And they said, you got the job.
Not many people can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little white guy.
Sure.
But
I felt like that was a threat. I don't know.
Yes,
that was
course.
weird. Yeah.
I thought I made myself clear. Of course it was a threat.
That's right.
So we're on the set, and Luke Perry, they're taking photos of his lower region.
Do you guys know who Luke Perry is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Such a sweetheart man.
I'm just double checking because everywhere I go, they get
90210.
younger and younger. So yeah. Okay.
I know
There
8
you go.
Seconds, yeah, for
Fantastic.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they were taking photos of his stomach, and they were just throwing them away, but in a clean trash can. So someone was going to sell them. So I called
see what
Luke
you're
about it.
Yeah.
We became friends. And in the movie, I play EMT Brown. All you see is my hand.
Oh wow.
He gets gored. My character comes in, says some fancy words, pronounces him dead.
Sure.
My hand. And that's how I became a union member. So this hand, not only one of my boyfriends, but also working.
So are you? Do you think of yourself as like a hand model now? Is that?
My hands are, gentle yet strong.
Sure.
From Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah. So what
Yeah,
came after
that's
that?
crazy.
Let's talk about like how your career progressed after that.
After that became my drug addiction.
Okay. Was any of that filmed?
Well, you know what? I had like a major run there. It was
Yeah.
like four jobs in a row.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah,
to
you've got a ton of work.
went
Yeah.
to Texas miniseries with Charlton Heston. Went to Comanche Moon, Dead Man's Walk. So it was a nice little run there.
Yeah.
And it continued to run while I was in Dallas, and I moved to LA because I wanted to be a big hotshot actor, which
Sure.
didn't happen. But I was able to exist within a world that I wanted to exist in. I loved going to auditions.
I don't know a ton about acting. Okay,
Neither do I.
so take this for where it comes from. When I look at that list, that's a huge list, man. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that didn't get those opportunities. You know, so
Yeah, man. And like I said, the best opportunity in my life was because an incredible Indian died.
yeah,
We all are here because one of our ancestors took a big leap of faith.
that's true.
It's
true.
It's just so nice to be able to continue working and not have anybody die.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about another one of my favorites is your time on Parks and Rec. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, that's a big one.
The Womapoke people have a
That is a huge
only
one for
who
me.
listens hears a cry.
I love when you remove the curse. That's probably my favorite part because it you get up and just basically say these stupid white people are not, they don't know what I'm saying, and I can just say whatever.
Doobie, doo.
That's right. So how'd you get that, number one? Because it seems like a big show to me.
I sucked a dick.
Okay, fantastic, right?
And not very well.
Was that Amy Poehler's? Okay.
I'm not good at anything.
Yeah,
It was a great audition.
yeah,
It was from the creator, Greg Daniels,
Uh-huh.
from King of the Hill.
yeah.
I didn't think I was even going to get the job because I'd given Greg Daniels a hard time. And
What does that mean? You gave Greg Daniels a hard time.
I told him there was nothing worse for an Indian man to do than marry a white woman.
Oh.
And he said, Jonathan, I'd like you to know that I'm married to a white woman. I said, you're Jewish? So you know what I'm saying. Just because there was a line I didn't want to do, and I didn't want him with the answer
Sure.
anymore.
Yeah.
So things kind of changed, broke up, and then I get this audition, Greg Daniels. I knew that I was not going to get it,
Yeah.
and I got it. I'm like, oh shit, does he really know that he gave me the job?
Yeah.
So we're on the set in Burbank, and I hear Greg Daniels flying in, Greg Daniels flying in. Production got excited. Boss is coming in. I'm a brave man. I ran to the bathroom. Sat on the commode.
Yeah.
He comes in and says, no, we don't have a 20 on Jonathan. Not in the bathroom. walked out of the bathroom, and her microphone's going, walkie-talkie's going off. We need a 20 on Jonathan, please. And I finally blew balls back, stepped off the commode, walked out, and the guy goes, I just looked in the bathroom, you weren't there. I said, when Indians shit, we disappear.
Now, if that's not some of your merch, it should be. Yeah.
No, that's a true story.
Yeah.
So Greg and I had a nice talk. We were friends until yesterday. Ken Atote is a dynamic character for a native person, for a human person, for any kind of person, to be a part of a community and be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Ken says it best. So you want me to make a deal with the United States government? What could go wrong?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So that's the kind of humor. I mean, every day, you're a teacher. You're a teacher. You learn every day.
I'm Spartacus.
And you got to learn to laugh at it and appreciate some things that come your way.
That's exactly right. So being on the set there for Parks and Rec, because we've been able to meet some of the folks from King of the Hill, which, you know, your other big series. But tell me about the time on Parks and Rec. Like, tell me about Amy Poehler. Tell me about Rashida Jones.
Well, I would start off this story by saying, Chris Pratt, I knew the boy when he was fat.
Oh, he was something. He was something else.
He had a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it running.
Well, he lived out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was making some money, and he's going to redo his car.
Mm-hmm.
And he was having problems with overheating. Basically, what occurred was it was like a 76 body, and they were using a transmission from a 72, so there's a half-inch gap.
It's that Johnny Cash car. You know,
Yeah,
you take it out one piece at a time.
One
yeah.
piece at a
You got it.
time.
Yeah.
So I told Chris about it, and he gave me his phone number. I got a movie star's phone number. I called him, and I called him.
Yeah.
He didn't call me back. No, you didn't.
Huh.
I got mad and I threw his phone number away.
Oh no.
Then he lands, you know, a big-ass movie.
Yeah.
Man, I did everything. I went to every trash can trying to find a phone number. But to be a part of a show that is very, very funny.
Yeah.
With big actors.
Yeah.
Amy Poehler is the Lucille Ball all the time.
She really is.
The entire cast is so strong.
Yeah.
Again, Greg Daniels. King of the Hill has very deep characters. And deep characters means you're going to have a deep show.
Yeah. Yeah, he is definitely the contributing factor to three of the biggest shows. You know, I mean, King of the Hill, The Office, and Parks and Rec. I mean, I don't know. I'm really not sure why the man still does anything because, I mean, everything from there on in seems like it would be a
Parks
letdown.
and Rec was supposed to be a spin-off
Of The Office.
From The Office.
Yeah.
But Amy Poehler stole it, man.
Yeah.
She took the show and made it her own.
Yeah.
When they canceled it, she wasn't given it. They called her into the office and said, we're canceling your show next year.
Yeah.
And we will give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
Two of her writers wanted to get married in Paris. So she wrote an episode to be shot in Paris. She flew everybody for like 3 weeks to Paris. And at the party.
It's just like our lives, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, yeah.
At the closing party, Amy, you know, her balls like this big. And she tells a story. She goes, you know what? Actors are just actors, man. She said, but for my friends and for my family, people need to understand you don't give an actor any kind of leeway.
Yeah.
Because we will take advantage of you.
Absolutely.
So she took these two wonderful gentlemen to get married because they didn't have enough money to get married in Paris, much less take their whole family.
Sure.
So she made that happen, man. That's like Lucille Ball making things happen. That's like
It's
Elvis
amazing.
Presley buying a car for
Amazing.
somebody.
Yeah, yeah. There it is.
OsleyMD.com.
I've always had thin hair my whole life. It breaks off at a certain length. In the last 6 months, I've noticed it just really bad. I mean, you could totally see it. I wear a hat a lot. I tried several different products. My experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
OsleyMD.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Introducing Muck Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by our mad developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders for riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
I've just been really lucky to have really decent parts. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never done a bad thing when it comes to acting.
Yeah. Do you ever have a problem with the fact that it's always Native American first, Jonathan second?
You don't have a problem with that. Me tanto, him Lone Ranger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? It's when you look at the language of Native people in movies.
Yeah.
Native people learned language from east to west. They learned the English language. You know, the Mohawks, they spoke with English dialect because we wanted to be like the English.
Right, sure.
Wasn't until it went. There's things that natives don't do. Okay? One is we do not talk in contractions.
Okay.
You know? Let us go.
Yeah.
So that is irritating.
Sure.
Because it always comes to, oh man, what is it with you people? You know?
Yeah. I would imagine every part is written a little the same. You know, because they don't have, I guess the exposure maybe is the word. I don't know.
No, they're fucking idiots.
Okay. All right. That's what I was thinking and said exposure.
We as a society care about us.
Sure.
And maybe a couple other people. Yeah. But for a big fight, man, we can't overthrow governments.
Right.
You know, we're just happy to be where we're at. But when it comes to Native people and people in general, when Columbus got here, there were 3 million Native people.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years later, 168,000. 3 million to 168,000.
Amazing.
My DNA tells me it's hard for me to exist because I'm a fuck up.
Yeah.
And also, we're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be here.
Well, I think you could flip that though. We're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think it goes more that way, right? I think I don't like the fact. Well, let's make it very generic here. I don't like it when any group or people are represented the same way all the time. I think we were talking about this last night. Let's take it to stoners, okay? And I know that's far away from Americans and stuff, but I hate the way that stoners are portrayed in movies and TV. It's always like lowest common denominator stuff, you know?
Yeah, they always make it seem like
you never see a lawyer who
lacking
smokes.
Intelligence just because they smoke.
You never see a lawyer who smokes. You never see a doctor who smokes.
It's always like the dumb kid and his dog.
Exactly, exactly. And I think it's the same way. If I could apply that same sort of logic to Native Americans or whatever race, species, whatever you want to say, I think we get a lot of tunnel vision. and we start casting everybody the exact same way, and we expect them to speak a certain way. And then if you step outside of that, like, I don't know if you saw Dark Winds.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a decent representation of just people. They wouldn't have to be Native American. It's just a people story.
You said it best. I mean, none of us belong here.
Yeah.
So why don't we treat all of us like
I'm an alien.
We're not important.
You're an alien?
By finding your unimportance in the world, you find out what's important to the world.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing very well. I got a big mouth. But at the end of the night, I can lay down with my husband and know that I stood up for what I thought was right.
Yeah.
And things are going to change.
There you
for
go.
all of us.
There you
go. Political, economics. We all take a breath every day.
Yep. We forget that.
Yeah.
We forget that real quickly. Yeah.
You don't really know it until it's gone.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I think the older you get, the more you start to realize it. And I'm just hoping that I don't realize all of it too late,
That's a good thing about being 60 years old, marrying a 32-year-old man. I'm going to be dead before you can break my heart.
Okay, there you
He
go.
yells at me, I'm going to die before you. But
It's like is that a pact or something?
But now my time with him is so important because
Yeah.
I know it's limited.
Absolutely.
All of our times are limited.
Absolutely.
If you die before me, I'll kill you.
That's rough.
All of our times are limited. And I have spent too much of my time trying to be funny and bitch about stuff.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about that. We're kind of we're getting to the end of our time here. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay.
Yes.
We were at the thing last night. We sat a couple of rows behind you, and when we first walked up, you were just outside, like behind the barrier.
Yeah, I didn't have a ticket to get in.
Right. So we came in. I came over and said something to you, and was glad to see you there. It was great because honestly, I don't think King of the Hill is King of the Hill without you. I mean, don't you guys agree? Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's the same show, right? And so, but then you came in, which was great, and I don't know if they just let you in or what happened.
We kept getting relocated.
Okay.
We were told to sit one place, and
Yeah.
the person that's kind of booking some work for me, then they moved us somewhere else.
Right.
And that area was really kind of strange. And I told my husband, I said, when it starts, I'm going to get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Protest. And then I thought, I'm too tired to protest. So I sat there and I was clapping and I started singing, there's a hole in my pocket where my money should go. There's a hole. There's a big old hole. Executive producer goes, we don't have time for any questions from a super fan.
So let me put a couple of things in there for so you kind of skipped ahead. You were sitting a couple of rows ahead of us, and then I saw you get up and just leave, right? And I thought, well, I guess he's had enough of it or whatever. And then you appear again.
Indian trick.
At one of the, you had to take a shit. So you appeared.
I want to go take a shit.
You appeared at the microphone, and you waited. And what I thought was kind of you or respectful of you is, I mean, you took your hat off, you stood there, you looked like you were waiting, and
I was being stoic.
I get that, but. You stood there, and then one of the producers, I said to Rusty after that, I was like, that poor kid who had to go up and tell you that you had to
Poor
move.
kid, my ass. He was so fucking high.
Really? Okay.
I wanted to be him.
Okay.
He was.
So they
And I know high.
They told you that you couldn't use that microphone.
No.
Right?
He said the microphone is not working.
Okay.
It's not on.
Okay.
I said, well, we were told there would be a question and answer. Yeah. Well, that's been canceled. I said, why didn't we move the mic?
Yeah.
Sir, you need
there were mics on both aisles, by the way. Yeah.
Right, and you need to return to your seat.
Yeah.
And those 4 or 5 black gentlemen that were walking around.
There were a lot of large guys that appeared all of a sudden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe they were Native American. I don't know.
I had seen them when I left.
Yeah.
And we did the ethnic thing. And,
so
it felt good, so I was cool about it.
Yeah.
And I went down front. Come on, man, you got to notice me. Say something. Because the worst thing about not existing in the world is someone ignoring you.
Sure.
when they have taken from your culture, taken from other people's culture. Do not make me not exist.
Sure.
Do not say I'm not in your world. This character, John Redcorn, is in the universe of King of the Hill.
So Toby Huss.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, give him a little yeah. Toby Huss, who was sitting on the end, finally recognized and said something to you.
Toby Huss and I have gotten along.
Johnny
Hardwick and I got along.
Johnny Hardwick. Let's give it up for Johnny Hardwick real quick. Yeah.
That's why I went up for the mic.
Dale.
Because they were talking about Johnny being weird.
Yeah.
And being this and being Johnny.
Yeah.
That's what an actor does. They take from themselves. And that's what we do. I took from myself. I took from my culture. I took from people all over the world. So I had to exist. When I went for the walk.
In front of the stage?
I went through the alley.
Oh.
Behind the theater. There was dumpsters.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple white guys, wanting autographs. And there were 3 Native American kids standing by the trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the theater, not in front, but behind, because they didn't have enough money to get into a show.
Sure.
John Redcorn represents those young kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
We, as human beings, are told that we'll never succeed on certain things.
Sure.
We owe it to the youth to acknowledge who they are. Again, the age difference between my husband and I.
Mm-hmm.
My husband can't do a fucking thing right. Can't cook, can't clean, barely talk. But he's got a heart of gold. You can't put the blame of the world on somebody that wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't hurt a fly. But it really hurt me when I saw the 3 Indian kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been who I am as a young man, not able to get into somewhere.
Sure.
And I didn't even look at the kids, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I kind of said who I was, and they didn't believe me. I was just another Indian next to a trash can.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of felt like. It could have been easily, hey, Jonathan, it's good to see you. Thank you. I had interviews that were canceled on me. I was told these things were happening. That didn't happen. You don't mess with the mouse. You do not mess with Walt Disney.
Sure.
Indians don't mess with Walt Disney because his fucking head is in a freezer somewhere.
Yeah.
Just like Geronimo's skull.
So what do you, if we were to break it down, like what could happen that would make it okay for you?
A lot of money.
Okay.
No.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
No.
I think that would make it okay for me. Yeah.
Woo! No. The last episode we did, King of the Hill, which I kind of said there.
Yeah.
I was trapped with words. I was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
People always take
Yeah.
from characters when you write something. You write about someone and you take from that person, from whatever.
Sure.
But John Redcorn's character gave enough to the world, enough to the series. And for them just to kind of blow him by and leave him out, maybe something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last episode I did was John Redcorn selling red corn in a can. I dated an old white lady for money. John Redcorn, that popped up in one. I opened a casino. John Redcorn owns a casino. I had a band. They took my idea. I had a band. Anytime John Redcorn wanted to be happy, they push him.
Yeah.
Well, they're pushing me. They're pushing the actor.
Right.
So to be there being pushed, you're like, well, shit, do I push back?
Yeah.
But I don't exist in a world. Don't deny me existence.
Sure.
Stan Lee, I used to hang out with Stan Lee.
Really?
And Stan said, if you're going to write something, write it about your universe. And then it's you. Marvel Comics had Big Chief, Powwow Smith, Native American superheroes. And people ask, well, what kind of Indian are they? He said, it's my universe. Stan Lee Indians. So you just can't write about a universe and ignore that because they were talking about all the characters.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, the only good Indian is a dead Indian. Kill the Indian to save the man. They're talking about people that had died.
Right.
Brittany Murphy, God bless her.
Yeah.
Johnny Hardwick, who turned into soup. They found him dissolved in his bed. Tub.
We were lucky enough to talk to his best friend right after he died, and he told us about his health problems that he's had forever. You know. Yeah,
I felt bad because I hate this bitch.
Yeah.
I hated Dale.
Yeah.
I hated Johnny Hardwick.
Sure.
I had an offer for $250,000 to do 10 autographs signings within a year.
Okay.
They said, you got to bring Johnny. And I called Johnny up. I said, Johnny, I'm working on production. We got so many things to do. You get $350,000.
Yeah.
I get $250,000. I don't like being around people. We got it. Put you in a room by itself. We have people come in. Redcorn, that's not my cup of tea. I'm not talking about tea, Johnny. I'm talking about $250,000.
It is a lot of money. Yeah, it is a lot of money.
It broke my heart. Because it pains you when you lose somebody.
Sure.
And you hate them.
Yeah, I get that.
It hurts more.
It's going to really hurt me when I lose my ex-wife. Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
I apologize.
Good.
To the creator for that. Because Johnny and we had an understanding.
Yeah.
There was one day where we were shooting an episode, and the line was, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. And they had it dubbed in, and the cadence was wrong. Johnny, let's go. Let's go. Couldn't get it. Couldn't hit the flaps. I said, Johnny, native people shorten things, like our penis. It was, sco. Let's go. Sco. Have you eaten? You eat?
Eat.
No. Scoden. And in the episode, he says, Sco. Yeah. And he uses it throughout the series.
Sure.
And it was important that you saw a connection between Sean Redcorn and Dale.
Absolutely.
Because there are two big men being knocked down by a bigger force, and that's love.
Hell yeah. Woo!
All right, let's hear it for Jonathan real quick. So
I apologize if I said anything.
No. It was all hilarious. What do you want to do next? Like, what's the big thing for you?
I'm gonna have another drink.
Okay.
My partner and I are writing a graphic novel.
Okay.
Called a Western novel.
Okay.
Graphic novel. Two sides to every coin. It's a comic book.
All right.
Sometimes that which you're trying to get away from can be as close as the other side of a coin.
There you go.
So the characters and this person's life is two sides to a coin. So we're working on that. The writers gave me a lot of love. I had a writer call me a couple of years ago, artist from King of the Hill. And he said, listen, man, I know what's going on. I'm going to help you out. And thank God, man. I mean, there's no money in it, but I have a project with my husband. And it should be out in about 3 months. There'll be a 3-parter, 3 books.
That's awesome.
Pages, and then we'll turn it into a film.
That's great. That's fantastic. Let's hear it for that.
Yeah.
Give us the.
Shit. I ain't got a damn thing going on.
Give us the name one more time of the project.
Two sides to every coin.
Two sides to every coin. So that's what we got to look for.
Yeah. Heads and tails.
Okay, I'm going to ask one thing because this is the King of the Hill podcast.
King of the Hill podcast.
Let's. I need 2 things from you. Okay. First thing is your best memory on the original King of the Hill. Just the best memory you got.
This is the best memory, man.
Yeah.
I go in, and I always took a big hiccup of the joint outside. I had to go up 8 stories, hold my breath. So I walk in, I blow smoke.
Yeah.
Or as Indian people say, signals.
You can use that.
For $1. So I'm at this one episode, and Brittany Murphy is late. She was always late, man.
Yeah.
When you're that beautiful, you can be late. When you're ugly, you can be late.
It's a tough life, too,
but
though.
She was always, and sometimes she would call from her bathroom.
Sure.
And people are like, she's not in her bathroom. She's in her bathroom. She's not in New York. Who cares, man? Yeah. But at that time, they want everybody there.
Yeah.
So she's running late. Mike Judge is upset. Everyone's upset. Well, we got to talk to Brittany. Brittany comes in like a lightning bolt. Grabs her coffee, grabs a banana. Hi, John Redcorn. opens the script, and you can see that she hasn't read the script. You know, actors don't read. And, man, it was a Manger Baby episode. She had, like, back-to-back voices.
Yeah.
Man, she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And, like, she came into this world. She left so quickly.
She did. She
Closed the script and walked out. Silence. Hey, guys. Didn't you have something to tell Brittany about how she's late all the time and how she doesn't do her job?
Yeah.
I said, because I go out and get her if you want. Because y'all just let her go.
Sure.
You know, that was a great memory.
That's cool.
Because I got to bitch about something else other than me.
Yeah. Let's hear it for Brittany Murphy. I mean, that is.
Yeah. I told her that I liked her.
She was
and
something
she said,
else.
you should have asked me out. I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. No, honey, I'm kidding.
Okay, so I needed two things. First was your best memory, and now I need a really heartfelt, deep John Redcorn Wimatanya. Wimatanya. I need like it to come from the bottom of your boots up through that microphone. John Redcorn special.
You know, Wimatanya was Victor's last episode.
Uh-huh. Oh, was it? Oh, see, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the bird dying, man.
Oh,
serious,
wow.
man. When Indians die, man, we change shit.
Yeah.
Wimatanya. And I think Dale is the real Wimatanya.
Yeah.
I am the white albino buffalo.
He was the white buffalo, yeah.
That's why Redcorn and Dale were so much alike.
Yeah.
You know, and that they had everything. They didn't have anything, but they had a conspiracy. The white man was being wrong.
Sure.
Both of them.
Sure.
Guns don't kill people. Governments do.
That's right.
You know, and I hope when I pass that I go out being like Johnny and a can of soup.
So let me say this. I feel like you're very hard on yourself sometimes, and that's just. And I've just met you, right? But I feel like you're super hard on yourself. I think these people out here and the people out that love King of the Hill, I think you've changed their lives.
They've changed
for good.
No,
right?
Yeah, most definitely.
But
it's a great show.
I mean, right?
Hell yeah!
Right?
Round of applause.
You are a talented man.
Thank you.
You have been in a lot of really good stuff, and just
comedy.
If I'm just talking about me, you impacted me with John Redcorn, with your part in Parks and Rec, and I thank you for those two things because they were comedy gold. And I value comedy more than almost anything.
You know, comedy is hard because you got to be funny.
Comedy is very hard.
And we all are funny every day because that's the only way you can forget things.
Yeah.
My brother once told me, he said, you'll never have anything in life because you do it to spite people. I lost my brother.
Yeah.
And it's not to spite people, man.
Yeah.
It's just, I got drug problems, I got alcohol problems, I love problems, fat, high cholesterol.
Sure.
I'm just a passionate fucker, man.
Yeah.
That
I would much rather hear you talk about yourself that way. That you're a
but
passionate
it's not funny.
fucker.
But it's not funny.
I don't know, man. What do you think?
Guys, thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
And again, a lot of my stuff just is funny, and I don't mean anything by it.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
I get it.
It just, there's nobody whiter than me.
Hey, I'm an asshole too. You know, twice reformed. So, you know, I got you. Yeah, we're all good. We're going to get through this.
We are, and I think you guys are going to love the show, and keep America strong.
Yeah. All right, let's hear it for Jonathan.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. That's it.
follow us at BWAAA. That's 3 A's. BWAAAKOTH at gmail.com is our email, and BWAAAKOTH is everywhere on social media.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it. And I believe that leaves us with just one thing left to say.
Oui, Matanye.
Oui, Matanye, indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network